Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a practice so simple yet so transformative that it can completely change the way you experience every single day. It is the act of starting your morning with the prayer of gratitude. In the rush of life, in the constant demands of work, family, and responsibilities, many of us wake up and immediately face the pressures of the day. We check messages, look at emails, or run through the tasks waiting for us. But what if the very first moments of your day were spent in a quiet, intentional act of thankfulness? What if, before any challenges or distractions arise, you chose to center your heart and mind on gratitude? That small choice has the power to shape the entire course of your day. Gratitude is more than a polite response or a fleeting emotion. It is a spiritual discipline, a conscious decision to acknowledge the goodness that surrounds us and the presence of God in our lives. When you wake up and offer a prayer of thanks, you are telling the universe, and more importantly God, that you recognize life as a gift, that you see the blessings already present, and that you are willing to walk through your day with a spirit of joy and faith. This is not about ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It is about intentionally choosing a perspective that strengthens your heart and opens the door to peace, resilience, and hope. A morning prayer of gratitude awakens your soul. It reminds you that you are not alone, that there is a higher power guiding your steps, and that every breath you take is an opportunity for purpose and fulfillment. When your first words of the day are, "Thank you, Lord, for this new morning. Thank you for my health, my family, my opportunities, and your guidance," you are declaring faith over fear. You are setting a tone for the hours ahead, telling your mind that you are aligned with hope rather than worry. This alignment matters because how we begin the day often determines how we respond to it. It is easy to underestimate the power of a few minutes spent in gratitude. Yet those minutes are like planting seeds in fertile soil. Each word of thanks, each acknowledgement of God's hand in your life creates a spiritual momentum that carries you through challenges, brings clarity in decision making, and invites blessings you may not even see coming. By starting your day with gratitude, you train your mind to look for the good, even when circumstances seem difficult. You cultivate a heart that finds peace in the midst of chaos, and you develop a spirit that remains steady when others around you may be unsettled. Gratitude also transforms relationships. When you begin your day in thankfulness, you carry that energy into every interaction. You speak with kindness, you listen with patience, and you approach others with understanding. People are drawn to a heart that is grateful because it radiates calm and confidence. Your gratitude does not just benefit you, it touches everyone you meet. It can calm conflict, inspire cooperation, and even encourage others to pause and reflect on their own blessings. Finally, starting your day with a prayer of gratitude deepens your connection with God. It is in these moments of intentional acknowledgement that your faith grows, your trust strengthens, and your spirit is renewed. Gratitude reminds you that no matter what challenges lie ahead, there is always something to be thankful for, and there is always guidance available from a loving God. As you cultivate this practice, it becomes more than a habit. It becomes a foundation upon which your entire life can flourish. Every day, we are presented with a choice. The moment we open our eyes, we can start our day with a distraction, worry, or stress, or we can start our day with the intention, faith, and gratitude. The second truth about beginning your morning with a prayer of gratitude is that it shifts your mindset and aligns your heart with positivity and purpose before the challenges of the day arrive. Most people wake up and immediately react to the world around them. They check their phones, scroll through messages, or think about the tasks ahead. But these first moments are critical. They set the tone for everything that follows. If you start your day reacting to external circumstances, you allow stress and negativity to take the lead. But if you start your day by giving thanks, you are choosing to respond from a place of strength, hope, and faith. A morning prayer of gratitude is not just about acknowledging what is already good in your life. It is also about declaring trust in God for what has yet to come. It is about saying, Lord, I do not know what this day holds, but I thank you in advance for your guidance, protection, and favor. I thank you for the victories that you are preparing for me, for the doors you will open, and for the wisdom you will provide when I face decisions. When you begin your day with this type of intentional thankfulness, you shift your focus from fear to faith, from lack to abundance, and from worry to peace. Gratitude in the morning also strengthens your emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, disappointments, and difficulties often come without warning. But when your heart is already filled with gratitude, these challenges are faced from a place of groundedness. You are less likely to panic, more able to remain calm, and more capable of seeing solutions instead of being overwhelmed by problems. Gratitude provides a spiritual anchor, keeping your mind focused and your spirit steady even when circumstances are unstable. It allows you to face adversity with courage, confidence, and clarity. Another remarkable effect of a morning prayer of gratitude is that it influences the way you interact with others. When your day begins with a thankfulness, you are naturally more patient, compassionate, and kind. Gratitude softens your heart and opens your mind to the needs of others. It enhances your relationships because it reminds you to appreciate the people around you, to recognize their value, and to respond with empathy. The energy you cultivate in the quiet moments of your morning spreads outward, impacting family, colleagues, friends, and even strangers in ways you may not even realize. Spiritually, a morning prayer of gratitude deepens your connection with God. It reminds you that life is not something you navigate alone, but rather that every moment is guided by divine wisdom and care. When you take time to thank God for His presence and for His blessings, you invite His Spirit to guide your thoughts, words, and actions. You begin your day not relying solely on your own strength, but with the trust that God is actively working in your life. This awareness brings peace that transcends circumstances, allowing you to move through the day with confidence and assurance. Finally, starting the day with gratitude transforms ordinary routines into extraordinary experiences. Tasks that might feel tedious, encounters that could feel challenging, and moments that might seem insignificant all gain new meaning when approached with a heart of thankfulness. You begin to notice blessings you previously overlooked, opportunities you might have missed, and joy hidden in everyday moments. Gratitude turns life into a series of miracles waiting to be recognized. It empowers you to see not just what is, but what can be. So today, I encourage you to make a commitment. Before the noise of the day begins, before distractions take hold, before worry fills your mind, pause. Take a moment to express gratitude for the gift of life, for your health, your family, your opportunities, and for God's presence in every part of your day. Let your first words each morning be words of thankfulness. Let gratitude shape your thoughts, guide your actions, and fill your heart. When you do this, you will find that your day flows with more peace, more clarity, more joy, and more favor than you ever imagined. Every morning presents us with a fresh start, a blank page, and an opportunity to shape our day with intention and purpose. The third truth about beginning your day with a prayer of gratitude is that it sets the foundation for a mindset of abundance, positivity, and divine guidance throughout the day. Often, We wake up carrying the weight of yesterday's challenges, mistakes, and disappointments. Our minds may race with worry, our hearts may feel burdened, and our spirits may be anxious about what lies ahead. But when we intentionally pause and offer a prayer of gratitude, we are choosing to release yesterday's weight and enter the new day with hope and faith. Gratitude is not just an acknowledgement of blessings. It is a spiritual strategy that shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to trust, and from chaos to calm. A morning prayer of gratitude reminds us that even before we take a single step, we are already surrounded by God's provision. It allows us to recognize the blessings that are often overlooked, the simple gift of breath, the warmth of a home, the love of family and friends, and the opportunities that await us. By expressing thankfulness for these gifts, we are essentially telling God and our own hearts that we choose to see life through the lens of possibility rather than limitation. Gratitude primes the mind to notice opportunities, solutions, and divine guidance that may otherwise go unseen. It awakens our awareness to the subtle ways God works in our lives, preparing us to respond with wisdom, patience, and courage. When we pray with gratitude in the morning, we are also inviting God's presence to lead our thoughts and actions. Life is full of uncertainty, and challenges often appear without warning, but a heart filled with gratitude is resilient. It is grounded in faith and anchored in the certainty that God is already at work on our behalf. When difficulties arise, a grateful heart does not panic. Instead, it responds with calmness, clarity, and confidence. It recognizes that every situation, no matter how difficult, contains an opportunity for growth, learning, and spiritual advancement. Gratitude becomes a shield against fear, a guide through confusion, and a source of inner strength that carries us through even the toughest moments. A morning prayer of gratitude also transforms our relationships. When we start the day by thanking God, we naturally carry that energy into every interaction. Gratitude fosters kindness, patience, and compassion. It softens our responses to challenges with others, allows us to listen with empathy, and strengthens our ability to encourage and uplift those around us. Our words become instruments of positivity. Our actions become extensions of grace, and our presence becomes a source of calm and reassurance. In essence, gratitude not only nurtures our own hearts, but also radiates outward, impacting every life we touch throughout the day. Every day we wake up is a gift, a new opportunity to experience life, grow in faith, and walk in purpose. The fourth truth about beginning your morning with a prayer of gratitude is that it cultivates a mindset of victory, resilience, and divine alignment that shapes not only your day but your life as a whole. Often, we wake up carrying the burdens of yesterday, regrets, worries, or disappointments, and we allow those feelings to dictate the tone of our morning. Yet, when we pause and intentionally offer a prayer of gratitude, we are choosing to rise above those burdens. We are choosing to acknowledge that God is already present in our lives, that He is working in our favor, and that His blessings surround us even before we take our first step. Gratitude transforms the mind and heart, preparing us to face the day with clarity, courage, and confidence. A morning prayer of gratitude reminds us that life itself is a miracle and that each day holds limitless possibilities. By expressing thankfulness for what we already have, we open our hearts to receive more of what God has prepared for us. When we thank God for our health, our families, our opportunities, and even the challenges we are about to face, we are not merely being polite. We are aligning ourselves with His provision and inviting His guidance into every aspect of our day. Gratitude is a spiritual key that unlocks favor, wisdom, and protection, creating a path that leads us toward success, joy, and fulfillment. Gratitude also strengthens our emotional and spiritual resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable, but a heart filled with thankfulness approaches obstacles with faith rather than fear. When we begin the day with gratitude, we remind ourselves that no matter what comes, we are not alone. God is walking with us, guiding our steps and equipping us to overcome. Gratitude gives us perspective, allowing us to see difficulties as opportunities for growth and to recognize blessings even in the midst of trials. It transforms fear into faith, worry into hope, and uncertainty into peace. Moreover, a morning prayer of gratitude shapes our interactions with others. When we start the day acknowledging God's goodness, we carry that positivity into every conversation, every decision, and every encounter. Gratitude softens our hearts, making us more patient, compassionate, and understanding. It strengthens our relationships because we are more likely to encourage, uplift, and support those around us. The energy we cultivate in our morning prayer spreads outward, touching others and creating a ripple effect of peace, kindness, and harmony. Our grateful hearts not only benefit ourselves, but also transform the environment we live and work in, inspiring those around us to adopt a similar mindset. Spiritually, morning gratitude deepens our connection with God. It reminds us that we are not navigating life by our own strength alone, but in partnership with a loving Creator who cares for every detail of our lives. By starting the day with a prayer of thankfulness, we open ourselves to divine guidance, protection, and favor. Our minds are aligned with His wisdom. Our hearts are attuned to His presence, and our spirits are strengthened to handle the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. This alignment produces a sense of calm, assurance, and confidence, knowing that God's plan is at work and that His blessings will follow us throughout the day. Finally, gratitude turns ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Tasks that may seem mundane gain significance. Encounters that could be stressful are filled with opportunity, and daily routines become acts of spiritual discipline. Gratitude allows us to see life not as a series of challenges, but as a journey filled with divine purpose and blessings. It empowers us to live with intention, to approach the day with joy, and to recognize the abundant gifts that are already present in our lives. So today, I encourage you to pause each morning before the noise and rush of the world begins and offer a prayer of gratitude. Thank God for the gift of life, for the breath in your lungs, for the love of family and friends, and for His unwavering presence in every moment. Let gratitude guide your thoughts, anchor your spirit, and shape your actions. When you begin each day with this powerful practice, you will find that your mind is clearer, your heart is lighter, and your day is filled with peace, joy, and divine favor. Every day, the first moments after you wake up present a powerful opportunity, a chance to shape not just the hours ahead, but the direction of your life. The fifth truth about beginning your day with a prayer of gratitude is that it invites God's favor, guidance, and protection into every part of your life, creating a foundation for success, peace, and joy. Most people wake up and immediately react to the world around them. They check notifications, review schedules, or think about the pressures and responsibilities awaiting them. But these initial moments are critical. How you begin sets the tone for everything that follows. When you start your day with a heart of gratitude, you are not just expressing thanks, you are positioning yourself to walk under God's divine favor. Gratitude in the morning is an act of faith. It is a declaration that you trust God's hand over your life, even before you see the outcomes. When you say, Thank you, Lord, for the blessings you are sending into my day, for your guidance in every decision, and for your protection over my steps. You are acknowledging that you are not navigating life alone. You are inviting divine intervention into your circumstances, and this invitation creates opportunities for miracles to unfold in ways you may not even anticipate. Gratitude activates favor, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities. A morning prayer of gratitude also strengthens your resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges, setbacks, and unexpected events are inevitable. Yet when your first words of the day are words of thankfulness, you are already grounded in faith and anchored in trust. Gratitude allows you to face difficulties with calmness and clarity rather than fear or frustration. It shifts your focus from problems to possibilities and from anxiety to confidence. A heart filled with thankfulness is not shaken by circumstances. It remains steadfast, knowing that God's presence precedes every step and His wisdom guides every decision. Gratitude also shapes your relationships and your environment. When you begin your day by acknowledging God's goodness, the energy you carry is positive, calm, and uplifting. You are more patient, compassionate, and understanding with those you encounter. Your words and actions reflect a heart that is at peace, and your attitude influences everyone around you. Even small gestures take on greater meaning because they are rooted in a mindset of thankfulness. In this way, gratitude is contagious. It spreads from your spirit to your home, your workplace, and the lives of those you touch. Spiritually, a morning prayer of gratitude draws you closer to God and aligns your spirit with His purpose. When you intentionally thank Him for His guidance, protection, and blessings, you invite His presence into your decision-making, your interactions, and your mindset. Gratitude cultivates a sensitivity to His direction, helping you recognize opportunities, avoid pitfalls, and make choices that lead to growth and fulfillment. It transforms your day from one of mere survival to one of intentional living, guided by divine wisdom and favor. Furthermore, gratitude transforms ordinary routines into sacred experiences. Mundane tasks, challenges, and daily responsibilities are infused with meaning when approached with a thankful heart. Each moment becomes an opportunity to witness God's hand at work, to practice faith, and to experience His blessings. Gratitude gives perspective, allowing you to see abundance where others see scarcity, hope where others see despair, and opportunity where others see obstacles. So today, I encourage you to begin each morning with a powerful prayer of gratitude. Before checking your phone, before diving into work or responsibilities, pause, thank God for the gift of life, for your health, for your loved ones, and for His constant guidance and protection. Speak words of thanks for the victories He is preparing, the opportunities He is arranging, and the peace He provides in the midst of uncertainty. Let gratitude be the foundation upon which your day is built. When you make this practice a habit, you will find that your days flow with greater peace, clarity, and joy. Challenges will no longer feel insurmountable. Decisions will become clearer, and blessings will become more visible. A morning prayer of gratitude opens your heart to God's favor, invites His presence into your every step, and transforms your life in ways that words alone cannot capture. May your mornings be filled with thankfulness, your spirit strengthened by faith, and your life enriched with the power of gratitude. Let every day begin with a prayer of thanks, and watch as God's favor flows abundantly in your life.